I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I am joined by Daz the Ghost. Hi.
Hey there, how's it going? Glad to be here.
Well, it's going great, and I appreciate you coming on. If you could, please introduce yourself to everybody.
I am the Gratefully Undead and the Screaming Spectre. I am a charity streamer. I typically try to pull out new events, crazy things here and there. You know, I've ran a peak charity stream where it was a tournament with a custom rule set with about 20 other creators. I've got a few more things kind of in the works currently, trying to partner with new companies to run things for them.
Oh, cool.
You can see me live typically 3 to 4 times a week. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And I would say I usually have a schedule posted in my Discord and my Twitter.
When you remember, you've got a Discord in the Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I'm like, oh wait, yeah, it is Monday. I was supposed to post that yesterday. Whoops.
I know how that goes, youngster. when the mind's somewhere else. Well, I mean, it sounds like you got so many things going on with it. You mentioned that 20-person peak. That had to be. I mean, you had to be pretty good at nailing Jello to the wall to get that together.
It's and I say this with like all the love in my heart for them. Have you ever herded cats?
Yes, I have 9 of them. I know how to herd them.
Now imagine 20.
No. Yeah,
it's okay though. We got there. With any creator event, I told everyone that it was going to start an hour before I had it planned to start.
Smart ghost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sounds like someone.
I was surprised. Most of them showed pretty much on time. I'd say like 75%.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. But once you get something like that going, and you're kind of in the middle of it, and you see how well it's going, you kind of start holding your breath. But when it's done, you're like, "Wow, that really happened."
Oh yeah, certainly. I remember I was so stressed the first couple days beforehand. And at the end, after all the streams were over, we were all kind of hanging out in this one big channel, which I've never been in a channel with so many people in my life. But no, they were everyone was so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Tears were had by myself and a few others. It was great. It was a really good time.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna do more.
Yeah. Well, what spurs you on to do the charity stuff?
Well, back during COVID, I had hit, I think, 8 years of doing charity work. And I got my President's Volunteer Gold Service Award.
Oh, cool.
And unfortunately, the Ghost has autoimmune. Right. So unfortunately, I can't really do physical charity as much as I would like to.
Right.
Because I love cooking. It's my love language. So now I have found a new way to raise money. And I think it would be fantastic to get another service award, but via VTubing.
Yeah. Oh, well, that'd be, I mean, it's, if you can get the people to schedule, the schedules to fall, it's a perfect medium for it.
Oh, it really is. Because, I think the greatest kind of barrier for entry for most people when it comes to charity is one of two things, right? It's either I feel awkward meeting so many new people so quickly,
right?
Which I understand. It can be kind of polarizing because you get so many unique big personalities in that type of world.
Oh yeah.
Or it's I do not feel comfortable, being in a room with so many other people doing the same task for such a long period of time. Because a lot of the people that would volunteer were either like disabled or retired, right? So they've been kind of out of that world for a very long time. I have found, especially for like the younger generations, going, hey, you play video games all the time anyways. What if we just did that to raise money? Works really well.
Yeah.
It works really, really well. And companies love it. I've got a couple that are really excited to raise money. I know my last one was just creator led.
Hmm.
I put all of the money up for it myself.
Mm.
I partnered with a brand that makes Plexi, Senpai Studios. They're great people.
Oh, cool.
To give out Plexi to my casters as well as the team leads of each team. And I'm still kind of working with each of the team leads to get everything so I can send those all at once. But you know, I'm glad that it sounds like I won't have to pony up in the future, which I'll still, put some of my own donations forward, but it's significantly less burdensome, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's always. I mean, I don't care how organized you are. You have to plan for something that is either not going to happen or is going to happen that you're not ready for.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
and
100%.
yeah, there's just something that's gonna. And it doesn't. It's not a question of not planning for something. It's that something will happen. It's just.
Yeah, no, like we when we were running it, I was using a mod and Peak had just updated about 2 days beforehand, which could not have been worse time. Because the mod wasn't working properly.
Right.
So the mod was supposed to let you set up the exact places they're gonna go in Peak, which is what I built the rule set around.
Hmm.
And then that didn't happen. So it
Oops.
was sending some teams to completely different areas, and it was just a whole mess.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We all had a really good time still.
Mm.
I learned some lessons too. Not just build your own like
Yeah.
system if you're relying on some third party, but also uh, I didn't expect anyone to not finish.
Mm.
My team didn't finish, right? So like it was kind of it blindsided me, but it was really fun nonetheless.
Yeah.
A lot of the people who um didn't finish, including myself, stayed until the end, which was really sweet and supported the other teams,
Hmm.
which kind of surprised me,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get the right folks involved in something like that, and they know they're just there to have fun, and they're there to support the cause and support each other, and hopefully it comes out as much positive as possible with everybody enjoying themselves and maybe meeting people they haven't met before, and creating a little bit of a bond that way. And the biggest goal is, of course, is the charity, um, to get everything together. But at the same time, you're creating kind of a network thing yourself here, of people who enjoy doing these things and um, enjoy what you're doing with them.
Oh yeah, no, and I mean like I still have that server. It's my charity. It's Graveyard Tourneys. That's our charitable
Hmm.
kind of side of things because I wanted to separate my brand from it.
Yeah,
So that way, hopefully in the future, if other people want to run things, I can just do that for them.
that's so
I've
cool.
reached out to some conventions in the convention space because I'm pretty plugged in there.
Yeah,
And some of them are interested. And if I am going through all this effort to grab people, I do be able to, for instance, pay my casters,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
stuff like that, and like pay the people who are participating.
Right.
So I don't think that venture will ever make me money because that's not really the point.
Yeah.
But I hope to pay the people for their time in the future, even if it's only like $50, $100. Hey, I'm paying you like what, like $20 an hour. That's not too bad.
Hey, I was
Play a
in
video
radio
game.
for that type of money. You got us for months.
But you get it then, like
Yeah.
it's like I feel like too often talent is undervalued and underappreciated, and I don't want that to ever be set in the same space as any of my brands, whether it's Daz the Ghost or Graveyard Tourneys or maybe
Yeah.
the next venture, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm treating people the way I would want to be treated as talent.
Well, not only that, but you're creating an atmosphere where not only are they having fun, and hopefully you're having fun with it, but the the end result is the charity is getting what you want too. I mean, these people are having fun helping people, which
Yeah.
is really tough to find something anti to.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Like
should feel
I know
bad about this. No, no, that doesn't work.
I know something that really confused a lot of the creators that I partnered with at first was instead of having us all raise money for one charity, I told each of the team leads, hey, You guys are each going to raise money for your own individual charities.
Mm.
And if maybe there's a member of your team that wants to raise money for a different one, let me know. I just definitely don't want to send out 20 different donations to different charities. That would
Right.
be a lot for me
Right.
to keep track of, and I want to make sure everyone gets paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I think we ended up raising money for 8 different charities,
Ah, that's
if
so
I
cool.
remember correctly,
That
which was a
is
great time.
that is so cool. It really is. It kind of reminds me of the old game show days where they'd have the celebrities coming on and having them have. I'm playing for um, people who have large feet, that type of thing. Their own charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of reminiscent of that. But I want to know why. I mean, obviously you've been doing it for a while, even before the VTubing thing. But what has what has wired you into doing charity work in the first place?
Honestly, I'll be real with you, Eric. I was not the greatest person growing up,
Mm,
right? Like I would say until like middle of high school. Like I think that's not abnormal.
no.
Some kids, have a rougher upbringing.
Hmm.
Some maybe just are lost in some way.
Hmm.
And I ended up uh going to I'm trying not to dox myself, but I ended up working at this community kitchen with my
Hmm.
mother
Yeah.
as a punishment one day
Okay.
because I was doing something naughty. I don't remember what it was, and I loved cooking,
Yeah.
so it made my heart sing in ways that is hard to communicate.
Mm,
And then that led into a couple years down the line. Hey, we and I always get these harebrained ideas. I was like, we have a really limited uh, radius where all these like homeless people and underprivileged people can help out
right.
and or even come in to eat.
Right.
And I found a food truck that was falling apart, and I am a bit of a grease jockey. I love getting under a car, especially back then when my body was in a little bit better shape.
Yeah.
So we raised some money. We bought the thing for a ridiculously cheap sum,
Hmm.
like less than a Civic.
Whoa.
And then I just worked on it for like 2 months. Just worked on
Wow.
the thing. Busted knuckles on it, bled on it, the usual.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, I would say maybe a month or 2 later, we ended up getting it working well enough where we were going to them.
Oh,
And that
cool.
was like phenomenal.
That's
It was
excellent.
beautiful.
Yeah. See, I would have started bleeding when I signed the title. That's not what it, oh no. Well, what happened to my knee? um, it's well, that's just wonderful. I mean, and given, I mean, I'm not gonna, try and say, oh, here's the dark side or anything like that. But given the fact that you're going through some stuff yourself with this, still wanting to give back, when I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, you could curl up in a ball and say, okay, I've got my own stuff. I'm not. You guys do your thing. I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah.
That says a lot about you as a person.
Well, I think like I mean, it's not anything pretty. I'm just really stubborn,
Yeah.
Eric. My friends would tell you that I'm quick to apologize when I'm wrong,
Hmm.
but I am quite bullheaded at times. So this was something that was like so ingrained in my daily for like years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That once my body started to take an issue with it, I was like, all right, well, I could sit on this couch and be, mopey about it,
Hmm.
or I could figure it the hell out, right? So
Yeah.
I kept looking around for, and there weren't a lot of people doing this
Hmm.
when I first started doing that, other than like maybe for what is it? It's Extra Life for Extra Life,
Oh
right? And
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's really fun. Oh my God. Why not just do that all the time? So I actually haven't enabled sub payouts on my Twitch at all. I've been just raising money for different charities every month.
Wow.
And that's what all the subs and the bits and stuff like that go to.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. I mean, really, there's not a lot of people. I mean, there's people who will do stuff for charity. I mean, there's people who, I mean, people, give a little bit here and do one thing, but you dedicated that, which is pretty amazing. There's still, I mean, you say people weren't doing it so much. People aren't doing it now.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
just,
I don't want to I'm not trying to, I guess, virtue signal for other people either, because I do understand that it is a tough time,
Mm,
but also, um, I think that even a week, take a week.
mm.
If you're not doing this thing full time, and let's say your payouts are like $300 or $400 a month, take a week, see what happens. You might like it.
Yeah.
I would challenge them to do that.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're coming from a very strong place to challenge people. I mean, it really that says a lot. I mean, you could. There's a lot of ways you could do this, and a lot of it would be like, you could be out there with a big old sign. Look what I'm doing with this. I am the best. That sort of stuff. That will reign supreme in some people's eyes. But here you're just kind of okay. What's the next thing I could do with this? It's like it's a lot of work, but for you, it's like Tuesday at this point.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's like any big task, right? You just break it down into small pieces. And I've got really fantastic people who helped me
Mm.
immensely with this that I'd love to at least speak on a little bit here.
Please do.
I've got a fantastic friend and mentor, Catalyst. She is nothing short of honestly, even in my Discord, I have some of these people listed because they're the people who inspired me to do what I want to do,
Mhm.
right? And stream and have a good time. And if one day I end up figuring out a way to monetize hard enough, maybe I do it full time.
Mm.
But Catalyst, she's a great friend. She's taught me a lot. I've learned a lot from her. She runs Cauldron Entertainment. She's just great.
Mm.
Good people. I've got a Fossil Bear. He's a really good dude. He is an ex-dev for Riot Games. He's just wicked smart.
Yeah.
And a really wholesome individual. I've got Amari VT. She's great. She has taught me a lot about making things, right?
Mhm.
Physical things. Because one of the next pieces that I want to delve into is if I'm gonna monetize, I want to do it in an ethical way.
Mhm.
And that's going to be making things for small VTubers, right? Hey, this is the price per unit that I can give you. And then take a portion of that and give that to charity and then put the rest into the business. Because I'm going to buy all of the equipment to make these things, right? I'm going to be doing that alongside my full-time job.
Oh
So
my gosh.
a lot of that is good expectations from people and letting them know what I can and can't do.
Wow.
And people like Cryptic Bunny, she helped build a lot of the assets for the first tourney.
Mm-hmm.
An absolute sweetheart. I used to play games with her now. She's great.
Mm.
Rip_Eek also helped build a lot of the assets for the first thing. It takes a village,
Mm.
right? It really does.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm floored by that. I really am. I mean, just the obvious how much you enjoy doing it just from hearing you talk about it. But it's also obvious because you're still doing so much with it. And it seems like that's your before you take care of yourself with this stuff, you're taking care of other people with it, which is commendable and in this day and age rare. It does that kind of push you to do some more stuff because there just isn't a lot of it going around.
Yeah, well, I think I'm a big fan of being the change you want to see in the world because it's
Mm.
very hard, especially now, right?
Mm.
The world is a scary place. You've got all sorts of horrible things going on every day, environmentally,
Mm.
politically, between different nations. And
Right.
my whole entire goal with everything that I do is making a place where people can just forget about whatever thing is bogging them down and have a good time guilt-free,
Mm.
right? For me, I am so work-brained, work-wired,
Mhm.
that I stopped playing video games for a long time just because I was so concerned about what can I do? What can I do to help the people that I love? Stuff like
Mhm.
that. And Eric, I have 1,100 games on Steam. That's not really the best way to have them, just have them sit on a shelf. No. So
Well, I mean, you help you help the video game developers by buying their stuff.
but Amari, I remember we were talking because we know each other in real life.
Yeah.
Right. We were talking in a gig that we were both doing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And she had told me that she started doing this to feel guilt-free about playing video games, right? Because it is technically a business,
Yeah.
right? Like, are we
Yeah, yeah.
necessarily ahead? No. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be blunt, I'm $6,000 in the hole on this venture, but it's okay. I work hard on my other gig so I can keep doing cool stuff here, and then maybe one day I get net neutral and that'll be happy. You
Yeah.
know, I'll be as glee as a bee, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't I heard that people can get that, but in 60 years I don't think I've ever seen it happen for me. But I heard that other people do get even up every once in a while. Uh, um
Exactly.
yeah, it, do you can you do this? Are there days when it just not working? It's just not working, and you just like, I want to start over again, tear it down, start over again. Or how do you keep yourself going with it?
Yeah, I mean, so pre-debut, I was working with this guy, Simple Moose. He's on Blue Sky and
Mhm.
Twitch. He used to stream. And I remember he told me about um VTubing. And he's the guy who gave me this little like doofy 2D model, real sweetheart, and helped me build it. And I, streamed a few times, and then I had a really good support system that got me back into it. And I think it's been 3 years since I've had this design, not this exact model, right, but this overall character design.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think I ever will. I really don't. I have these really cool business cards that I got recently because I've had more and more people at events that I go to want to work with me. And
Yeah.
I had someone ask me, "Yeah, what's your website? Give me your email." And I was like, "Absolutely." I'm out right now, so it'll take me a couple hours to get home. And then I, like a liar, built the website in 2 hours. It's just it's stuff that happens. Like I'll send you the original sketch.
Hmm.
I love Moose. That him and I did when we were working night shift.
Ah,
So I
yeah.
sat beside him and I was like, "Ooh, I like this. Ooh, no, let's do that." And you can
Oh,
tell it's kind of rough, but it's pretty much the same as what I have
holy cats.
now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's a heck of a sketch. If you call that a sketch, I call that a life's
He's
work.
very talented, right?
Yes. Good gravy. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that and
almost identical, just a few things that have changed, but
yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of a few update here and there, a little bit of style points here and there.
exactly.
But I mean, let's face it. Everything you've talked about, in all the charities and stuff you do, it's kind of funny that that you look at the model of the person doing it, and it's that model.
Yeah. It's definitely some cognitive dissonance, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm expecting, come help my charity, that type of
Yeah,
thing.
well, and I think part of that was I did want some cognitive dissonance to stand out.
Yeah.
Like, but I think too that part of one of the first things, because Moose had told me that I needed some sort of like mantra to like build my character around to
Yeah.
help. So one that has been there since day one is death doesn't discriminate, and neither do I. Right? So like it's spooky. Yeah, we're playing spooky games for a good time, and it's not just because I'm a horror fanatic.
Mhm.
But it's also because like I feel like a lot of the horror VTubers, and I say this with love, are very spooky, right? They're like raw.
Oh yeah,
And I
yeah.
like being just a goofy guy because it completely subverts your expectation.
It's like an SCTV version.
Yeah.
No, if you're too young to know what SCTV is, go find it on YouTube and laugh a lot.
That's right.
Yeah, but really, I I'm just amazed with what you're able to do with this, and the amount of of you're putting into it. Um, it just
Oh yeah.
it's
And
very
I mean,
rare to see that. And do you find it hard to be able to convince people of what you're doing sometimes? Because they're like, "Okay, what's the catch?"
I've definitely had a couple of those,
Yeah,
right? And I think it helps now that I've done it,
yeah,
right? I've been doing it. I hit 520 followers the other day on Twitch. I'm
Congrats.
sitting at just shy of 300 on TikTok, and I have
Yes.
like over 200,000 video views. Which
Yes.
learning that there's a difference between like followership and viewer retention has been a whole other thing. That I have great people that surround me that help kind of Sherpa me through those situations. But I have proof, which makes it easier, but especially when I was first starting, and for anybody who wants to start, the best thing to do is find your village,
Mhm.
right? Like those people that are sitting as the people who got me started and will always be in that portion of my Discord,
Mhm.
and also like give props to your people.
Mhm.
Like I have to update it admittedly because I've just been doing so many different things with so many different people, but I have a panel that's just credits and it tells you who did something and it links you to their stuff, right?
Right.
Easy.
Mhm.
And I think when people see that you are actively working with other people in a collaborative manner, and I think the other big thing is to remember it's not about you,
Mm.
which I think can be hard in a content brained world, right?
Right.
One of the first things I do is I push people to my other people. I am very much a person who's like, I want us to all be successful, and if we could be rich, that'd be awesome. But successful, right?
Yeah.
And help push them towards greater things in the same way that they push me to do greater things. Like, hey, I think it sounds like you'd get along great with Daz. Let me introduce you to him.
Yeah.
And then we do this thing where I will just add people to a group chat with the person I want to introduce them to. And I'm like, hey, I did it with Amari recently. I was like, hey, this is Amari. She's my friend. She's a VTuber. Hey, Amari, this is Helmy. He's my editor.
Yeah.
Y'all play nice. And then I leave the group Discord.
To trap them in together and just
Pretty much, yeah. I just, I lock the door and I leave.
see, there is a little bit of evil in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can be a bit be whimsically evil, I think.
Yes. So that got you into the VTubing thing then. Did the showing you that you could go on and do this sort of thing. Were there any other goals you had when you started?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't talk about it much, but I don't mind talking about it.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't come up much. Once upon a time, I worked in a type of online talent, and I was a type of online talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very like small,
Mhm.
right? But I was starting to do really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in college, and I was going to a college where the campus was pretty easy to navigate on your own. It wasn't small, it was pretty spread out, but there were like areas where you would have to go
Right.
at least like once or twice a day.
Right.
And I had one interaction with someone that was like, hey, I know who you are. And they were very sweet. It was great. We got a picture of me, them, and my dog.
Right.
And then I had another one that was not so sweet.
Oh.
They came up to me and they're like, hey, I know who you are. And I was like, great. And it was like maybe a month later. So I'd like had kind of mentally prepared myself better.
Right.
And they were just saying weird things like, yeah, no, I drove down here from a very far away area. And they were like, and I've just been waiting. And I was like, that's weird. And you can see in the photo, because I remember one of my friends brought it up before I just stopped doing that altogether because it had spooked me so much.
Yeah.
Because they had a general idea of where I lived, which is crazy.
Yes.
And I'm giving the like eyes bulging out of my head, someone help me look. Right. So I stopped for a really long time.
Oh.
But I love entertaining and I love making people laugh and,
Yeah.
making people have a good time. So when I saw Moose doing VTubing, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, let's make you a model. We'll do it. Because he
Yeah.
makes all of his own.
Yeah.
He does the art, he rigs them. And we built it from scratch and it was great.
Doesn't that drive you crazy? People are talented like that.
Right?
Yeah. I mean.
And he's handsome and he's tall. It's not fair.
Oh, I gave that up a long time ago. Like at age 20, I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna be handsome or tall, so you just let that go. But the fact that there's so many people now that are so talented that we wouldn't have known about because the format and the medium wasn't there to find out. I was there for the chat room wars. That's not where it happened.
No, yeah, like TeamSpeak 3, we're not there anymore.
No. But we get to know these folks who have so many different talents. The artists, the singers, the the folks who cooking streams, that sort of thing. And we would not have known about it at all. I mean, we certainly would have known about it back when I started with radio because, I mean, we were using two rocks together to get the signal across. Um, so now that you've obviously found a a good stream here for yourself. I mean, you found your, I won't say it's a niche because it's too big for that at this point. You found your comfort zone. Are
Yeah.
are there any other things you want to try that you haven't been able to do yet, time wise?
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Absolutely. I have a lot of side gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Part of working, like, 4 jobs in college is if I'm doing any less than 2, I get kinda antsy. So, I am always doing something.
Mm,
And right now, I'm partnering with a really fantastic, voice actress,
mm,
and she's kinda taken me under her wing,
mm.
to teach me a lot about this stuff. I'm doing some classes. I'd love to do some type of voice acting.
Well, you should.
Uh, it'd be fun,
Yeah,
you know? I think that
you
it'd
definitely
be a
got
great way to monetize.
you definitely have a voice for it. I mean, it's it's got a little different take than a lot of folks', but that makes it better in a way because then there are people out there who are going to be looking for that voice,
Oh,
and
yeah, and,
and and if you could do it naturally, that's better than having somebody try to do it unnaturally.
oh, yeah, and I've got a good range.
Yeah,
I can do deeper voices, I can do higher voices,
yeah,
I can get that, like, kinda gravel behind it, which is
yeah.
good, that, like, kinda, like, growling, and we're still talking about, like, and learning and teaching me how to, give enough support where I don't wreck my vocal cords.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing.
But, yeah, it is, and, learning that, especially after using my voice for, like, broadcasts and
Yeah,
stuff like that, and learning the differences, it's been interesting, it's been very neat.
yeah.
Other than voice acting, it's a lot of just, I I think it's merchandising. I know
Mm,
that I see a lot of different companies, um, do merchandising, and they overpromise and underdeliver, or
right,
don't deliver at all. I think,
right.
like, Novel Horizons is a good example of that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you're familiar with
yeah.
that whole
Folks can look that one
implosion.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and I think that sometimes people are unrealistic and they're non-communicative.
Mm,
I think something, and I've been kind of standing on my soapbox the past few months about it because I see people really giving artists a hard time,
mm,
and I'm like, while I understand if you had a really hard deadline and you communicated that with your artist,
right,
if you don't have a hard deadline, they're human. And
right.
honestly, like, per hour, they're not getting paid a lot.
Yeah.
Some of the artists I work with, they're getting paid like $3 an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
they're
if
just doing it
that.
as a side gig because they love it,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, they're and again, these are folks that wouldn't be able to do that without this medium because they're
Oh, yeah, even like 10 years ago.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Wouldn't happen. And there's folks who are getting a good little side gig, if nothing, or they're constantly having their inbox full with people who want them to do mixing or editing or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, as the radio guy I am, hats off to the dial spinners because without that, there's a lot of things that aren't going to be done. Um, and really, all of that stuff comes down to the ability to do this yourself. You you're your own company in so many ways. You brought up the merchandising type of thing. That's that's dancing right on the edge of marketing there, which is a whole nother thing to deal with. You can still put merchandise out and not really market. You know, I mean, not to go
Oh, yeah,
come to my channel waving flags on everybody else's channel. That's bad marketing.
and, like, funnily enough, that's part of why I did, like, Graveyard Tourneys. I'm looking at, an LLC under a slightly different name, but still in the same vein,
Mhm.
which I won't say yet because I don't even want to yoink it. But, a really big part of, like, how I work is I'm never like, "Look at me!" Not to say that you were saying that, but I'm never like, "Look, yippee!"
Yeah, yeah.
Unless it's on my own stuff, right? Like,
Mhm.
on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, when I'm posting those shorts, and something I always try to, like, push creators to realize is you are always marketing yourself,
Mhm.
whether you're live, whether it's just you're shooting out tweets and saying silly things on the internet,
Right.
or if it's in your shorts, and like the way that you present yourself is really important.
Mhm.
Because it's not like necessarily about branding, but it's also about the other creators that see you.
Right.
Right? Do they want to work with you? Are you going to be problematic? And I think a lot of that comes down to, I think people dehumanize one another on the internet because they don't see the face,
Mm.
right? It's a lot easier to say really cruel things
Oh,
or
yeah.
say things that are maybe far from the truth, intentionally or not intentionally, and stir up that drama. And it's something that I always try to remind people too, is that you train your algorithm. So I have friends that are like, yeah, I don't go on Twitter anymore because all I see is bad stuff and it makes me angry. And I'm like, could it be, hear me out, that you are training your algorithm to rage bait you?
Yeah.
Because all you do is interact with bad stuff. Like, the only stuff I interact with is my friends when they're having a tough time and they post about it. I'll send them photos of my dogs,
Yeah.
or stuff that makes me happy, or
Yeah.
that I like, that can push some more positivity into someone else's feed. You
Oh,
know?
well, you're doing it right. Unfortunately, I'm a grumpy old man. So, well, unfortunately for everybody else, I'm a grumpy old man. For me, that's perfectly good fit. Plus, for a long time, I was a sports radio talk show host.
Oh, so you get it. You've
Oh,
seen
oh,
some pretty divisive takes, I would imagine.
seen. I've received them. I had people. There were times when people would go on the internet and just put screeds out about me, about something I didn't even say. Pages of stuff. I'm like, do you
Or
have?
they take something out of context from like 3 years ago, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I don't
That's
even remember saying this.
yeah, yeah. And one of the things that I don't think I've talked about this very much, but there was one incident about one play in one game that I saw differently than somebody else saw, and I never changed my stance on it. I was like, no, this play was called correctly by the referees, which is if you're in sports radio,
Ooh.
don't ever side with the
Oh,
referees. Yeah.
yeah, I was about to say that is whew.
And there was one guy who, over several years' time, would continually bring that play up. Well, you did. This was right. Like, it was one play in one game, and I'm still right. But
Well, also, even if you weren't,
yeah,
one mistake?
uh,
Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah,
I think people get so hung up in their own opinions sometimes. There's a less polite, phrase that I learned from the military about that, but that they are
yes,
unable to see the other side of the
yeah,
table.
yes.
You know,
Well, that I'm sure that phrase involves your eyes not being outside your body to see. Um,
it's a little bit more crude than heavy, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But it's you do have to build up a little bit of tolerance for that.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
unfortunately, you get some situations like you had with the person that traveled a long while just to stand there and scare you to death. Um,
Oh yeah,
when they come and say,
100%. And
say,
I
I
think too, it's
drove
something
I drove
as
my
people talk like,
I drove
oh,
my
great.
Huskies from the Yukon just to get here to meet you.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I'm like, wow, I'm 22, man. That's really weird. Like, you're a grown adult. But anyway, like, I think that it's something I warn people about too.
Mm,
Is to make sure that you are like, this should never ever be anything more than something you do for fun,
mm,
right? And just like anything else in your life, if the net outcome of you doing something is only negative, right? So,
right.
like, you're not getting paid well doing this.
Yeah.
You are dreading hitting go live or dreading posting things or what have you.
Right.
Why do it?
Mm,
Life's too short to be miserable.
right. Right. I was in radio for 35 years. 35.
Mhm.
Big giant years. And it got to the point where I was not making any money to pay bills. I was still enjoying myself because that's all I wanted to do. But I was
Yeah.
not paying bills. I had to take a job, and thankfully there one opened where I can make more money because, like, I have a wife and and
Yeah, you gotta keep a roof over your head,
yeah,
Like,
well, at
it's
least
not
part
it's
of
not
a roof
optional.
anyway. And something. One bill every once in a while needs to be paid. Um, and you just have to make that decision at every once in a while. It's not fun, but you have to. But still, you can do this. There are going to be people who are going to be doing this once a month, going on,
Oh
and
yeah.
in the future, and there will be people who make it a full-time job. But there's also going to be people who do it once a month. That doesn't mean they're any particularly less entertaining. They just can't do it that much often. You know what? Um, but still, the personality still means a lot to what you're able to do to to bring people in. And when you started with the channel and came back, after your scare, was it easy to start building up a base of your own, audience wise?
Because, I waited so long on purpose, so that way no one would remember who I was,
Mhm.
because I would love it if no one ever recognized me out in public, ever. That would be awesome because I
Yeah,
love talking to people, and I love like, I will remember what the last conversation I had with some chatters are, and
yeah,
be like, "Oh my god, like, how was your baseball game?"
yes,
And stuff like that, right?
yes,
Because it matters to me.
yeah,
But, comma, I like being able to go through the grocery store and not have people talk to me.
yeah, yeah. That's
I'm
true.
a very social bee, but, I am not the type to, wanna be interactive with outside of those spaces, and I like my anonymity. So I think when I first started, I purposefully made everything so drastically different.
Mhm.
And I think the big advice I would give to anyone starting is, uh, I act the same if I have 2 people watching as if I have 20.
Right.
And some of my streams do really well, and I know that they're gonna do really well
Mhm.
because of the type of stuff that the current audience that I have likes.
Right.
And I have other streams like Baldur's Gate 3 with my friend Kat.
Mhm.
They don't do well, and I just don't care.
You're
'Cause
enjoying
it's
yourself.
a selfish thing, but I'm doing it for me,
Yeah.
right? As much as I am to raise money for charity, when I hit go live, I don't care how many people show up.
Mm,
I love it when people do, and I love seeing familiar faces and
right.
catching up, and talking about what it is that, maybe they enjoy and stuff like that, and getting to know the community in that way. But, I if tomorrow, I had to start fresh, it would change nothing.
Mm,
Absolutely nothing. And, I think that is the healthiest way. Like, I hide my viewer number when I stream because again, if you're not gonna care, you might as well not know.
man, that's probably
The
better.
only time I know how well I did is when I get that email after the stream ends.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I'm gonna throw the cards out here. You've been through some stuff.
Yeah,
So
100%.
you've got the ducks in a row where you know what's important to you, and you know what to take with a grain of salt, and with a ton of sand here. Y- Not everybody has that experience to go to. So the unfortunate things that you've been through, do you think that's helped make the right things important in your life?
Well, I think, I mean, I'll be honest with you, when I first started, I was college aged,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Um, and I think if I could give anything to anyone watching this, because I am affectionately Unc now, is what some of my younger friends call me. They're like, "You're Unc."
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, cool." But I'm not quite old. I'm not quite young yet anymore. But just who gives a shit? If someone says something mean to me on the internet, like there was someone I had talked about how I think we should be treating artists like humans and not just like as businesses because they're not. They're
Right.
individuals.
Right.
And someone had said this kind of like went on this big, like huge, like 2 paragraph rant on Twitter. And I kind of like pulled my opinions back and I was like, hey, this is why I said what I said.
Hmm.
I think you're kind of maybe taking these things out of context because your creator responded to this.
Hmm.
Not to say that that was her intent.
Right.
And her and I are cool. We followed each other. We talked back and forth about it.
Yeah.
Because I never assume malicious intent. I always assume that it's just a coincidence. And I think that's another big piece. Is like don't always assume everyone's out to get you. They're not. And I think it's very easy to be in that way when you see like, just a bunch of letters and numbers on a screen.
Yeah.
But they had kind of continued back and forth with me, and they were starting to try and like personally attack me, and I was like, hey man, you know what? Have a good day.
Yeah.
We're just going to disagree, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think it is important to remember that you can do that.
Yeah.
You can just go, hey, I don't want to interact with this person anymore. And I didn't block them or anything because I don't want to be mean to them. I don't want to harm their feelings in that way. We've already had a negative interaction. I just muted their tweets.
Yeah.
So, if they're tweeting at me, I just don't see it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does work a lot. I am very guilty of not doing it that way. Because
and I think it's easy to fall into that trap, but like I'm so much happier now that I just don't care.
Yeah. My style is more like, being your unc, I'm like great grandpa here. So I'm like, I pat them on the head. It's like, you're good person. Now go play with the kids. Let's just shoo them out the door. Like, okay, go away now.
And I think it's two flavors of the same soup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mine's got a lot more salt.
You have been dismissed.
Yes, you're dismissed. Go play.
Go
ahead.
I think it's funny too, because I've talked with some of the younger creators about this that get like really burnt out emotionally because of these types of things, and they have to take these like long hiatus to like recover. And I'm like, if this is draining you so hard, why do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that we all should strive to figure out ways to make it sustainable, because it's art. Like, at the end of the day, it's just art, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that serious.
In talking with so many folks, there's so many young folks that are wallflower types that have grown up and sheltered themselves away from what was going on, or maybe they just grew up that way, and here they're getting their first chance to kind of bloom a little bit socially, and then somebody throws a pickaxe at them, and it's like, now they're wounded because their heart is out there for everybody, and he's like, why would somebody do that to me? And then it's like they start curling back in themselves. People are they're just some people who that's how they live.
Well, and I do want to, because I think I am like the master of divisive takes. I don't think a lot of people intend it that way. I think they are just on the internet saying things to say things.
Right.
Like, I think a good example is Baby No Money. People go into his content or into his comments and say terrible, horrible things that I wouldn't say to like people who have really wronged me, that I've cut off in my life. Which, by the way, don't be afraid to do that, right? Like, you can just go as an adult. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You don't have to give them much more reason than that.
Yeah.
And there are people in my chat where they've come in and they haven't really broken any rules, but they've just done something bullheaded that like kind of ruins the vibe.
Right.
And I just go, hey man, sorry, ban. And you can do that. That's allowed. You don't have to give anybody any reason. It's your space.
Right.
And like I would say in the same space that some of these younger creators just need to communicate better too. And like, I'm not saying grow thick skin and get yelled at. Like, I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, I notice in VTubing as a whole, it really devolves into high school very quickly.
Yeah.
A lot of times now don't get me wrong, sometimes you do need to create a public statement about someone who is harming others, right? Because either they're not communicating with you and you're trying to handle it privately, or maybe they've just done something so heinous that it needs to be brought attention to. And not taking that power away from people. But, also, I think that about 80 to 90% of VTuber drama could be handled in a DM or just in a phone call.
Yeah.
I see things and it's like, oh, this person just miscommunicated with this person. Why, what is this nothing bread sandwich that I'm eating? Or this person said some like mildly mean things. Like, I'd say like schoolyard level things. Like, they're not attacking their character. They're just being a jerk. Block them, Yeah. Don't interact with them anymore. You don't have to. Like, oh, but they're a part of my friend group. And I'm like, so?
Yeah.
Either tell your friend group, hey, this person's interacting with me in a negative way, and I've tried to address it, and they haven't been changing their behavior.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to hang out with them anymore.
Yeah.
I'm still fine to be friends with you. I'm not telling you not to be friends with them, but we just don't get along, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Or get better friends if they don't accept that.
Yeah. Yeah. Try
The
harder.
internet is a wonderful place with millions of people on it. I'm sure that you can find a good community.
And that's the thing
I know
too.
I have.
Yeah, and that's with people who come in and you start. I will never understand people because I don't put out this much effort. Believe me, that people come in and not like out a certain chat is going, leave a pipe bomb and take off. Like,
Oh yeah.
you just go find something else. There's 10. I don't know how many people are streaming at the same time. If you want to watch somebody else stream Minecraft, go watch somebody else stream Minecraft. It's not.
I think there's very few people streaming most of the games I stream, admittedly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I am kind of a savant of niche and bad video games, but I love them.
But I mean, everybody's got their little thing that they do, and there is enough diversity to go around. I mean, I'm sure you could do cooking streams if you wanted.
Oh yeah, I've thought about it. I'm just trying to figure out how I could do that without. I have some pretty very distinct scarring on my hands from working in food and just being kind of a scrap magnet in high school. That I've kind of been having to try and think about how I can hide them, because distinctive features are the enemy of VTubing.
Yes,
but I mean, like, something I'm also thinking about to push the medium forward is and we'll keep this between us and the people who listen.
Yes,
I'm looking at one of my friends builds cosplays for a lot of famous individuals or award-winning cosplayer.
Oh yes,
I'm looking at commissioning them to build my VTuber model, but into a cosplay, so I can go to conventions.
Excellent.
And, do IRL streaming, because I don't think there's any VTubers who do that right now, and I just think it'd be neat.
And you scare people to death.
Exactly, right? They see this like 6-foot-something turbo dweeb with a giant skull on his head, and it's like, well, this guy looks like he just popped out of the screen.
And
I just think it'd be funny.
And he'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Right? Exactly.
Immediately, their mind is blown.
The cognitive dissonance of terrifying thing at the end of a dark hallway, and hey guys.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful, and I hope that you are taking enough pride in what you're doing, because it's good stuff. You're obviously enjoying it, because I mean, you got one of those voices you can hear people smile. And
I cannot overstate how much I love what I do.
Yeah, it's obvious, but it also seems that it's that success is feeding wanting to do more.
Oh yeah. Like I in my professional life have been blessed enough to do interviews in a way that my betters just kind of let me have the reins. And something I have moved to start doing, I've done 2 so far, is I do this thing called the graveyard shift, where I take a creator, we sit down, I ask them about 2 serious questions that I'm sure they've heard a million times, just to get people to know who they are. And then I ask them incredibly just insane or weird questions as we play a video game together, like 2 pals on a couch catching up.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And it's fun. It's neat. It's different. Because I just I'm not that serious. People tried to put me in a box when I did that type of work. And I just found it to be not for me. Well, not to say that it's not good, not to say that it's not fun. It just wasn't for me. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I do asking someone way off the wall, like what anime character would you date and stuff like that. Just ridiculous, stupid stuff that is not useful to anyone. But it's fun.
And it also breaks down. It disarms people immediately. It really does.
Oh yeah.
And you get down to being more one-on-one, person-to-person talking at that point than you do. I have 10 exact questions I need to get in before the interview is done. That type of stuff. That's.
Oh, I mean, I still send them ahead of time, because I asked them some really off-the-wall questions that I am unsure if anyone would realistically be able to answer just on the fly.
And
But
so,
I mean, they're definitely not your average questions for
yeah.
sure.
But there's but you don't like don't listen to the answers is the thing. I mean, if it like you talk about something on after a question, and I'm like, I want to follow up on that because I'm interested in what you're saying, and if I'm interested, then so's the audience.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
and and
100%.
and that makes such a big difference, I think. Anyway, if you want people to be bad interviewers, watch television.
Yes, exactly. Like I like the style of these types of interviews too, because it does really feel like a couple of pals having a beer and just like, hey, what's going on? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's a little bit less formal than some of the interviews that I've had the pleasure of being a part of.
yeah.
Even if I don't like that style, I know that there is a reason for it, and there's a reason we still do it.
And there's some people who do it
Uh,
well. That's great.
it's
And
true.
I've never been able to do that. I haven't written down a question
No, me
yet,
either.
and I just I mean, there's questions I ask everybody, obviously, but we play off of that, and we go from there to other dimensions
I
sometimes.
definitely have a couple favorites of really wacky, strange
Yeah,
interview questions that I make a. They're on the rotation.
yeah.
It's not every episode, but it's probably like every other, maybe
Well,
1 in 3.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna have all the links in the description for this interview, which has gone by way too fast. Um, I've got a lot of questions I still want to ask you, so hopefully we can get you back on again here soon and talk more
Definitely, yeah.
about
I'd
what's
say
going on.
I've got a lot of big things in the pipeline.
Mm.
Maybe in like 6 months,
Oh,
catch back up.
I can't imagine you not having something in the pipeline.
You
You'll
know,
build.
I'm just lucky enough to have people who listen to my harebrained ideas and then actually help me make them happen.
I imagine I imagine you'd build a whole nother pipeline, and then you can fill that one too by the time it's done.
You know,
Uh,
maybe one day.
yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. It's just absolute pleasure talking with you. And again, folks, check out what's going on with the ghost here, because you will enjoy yourself, and more than likely, you're going to be doing it for a really good cause too. Uh, my
Oh
hats
yeah,
off.
absolutely.
My hats off to you.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on. I had a really good time. Genuinely, anytime.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.